Hello, everyone. I'm Julian, and this is the Inside Scoop podcast. I've got a very special guest with me today. He happens to be the head coach of Holy Family, the girls' varsity hockey head coach, Randy Koeppl. Thanks for joining me tonight.
Hey, Julian, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Excited to be here with you.
thank you so much. An iconic coach in the high school hockey community. So can't wait to get to know you a little bit and give our viewers a good show. I'm looking forward to asking you some questions. Just for starters, I would love for you to talk to me a little bit about your career and how you ended up at Holy Family Catholic.
Well, I guess it was really unplanned, to be honest with you. We I'd started with coaching with uh, Greg Treble, who was my youth coach growing up. And the day I got married, when Trevs was leaving the reception, he told me I was coaching his JV team, and back then you didn't say no to Trevs, so
Hmm.
that's kind of how I got into coaching. I coached with him over there at Holy Angels when he took that job for a few years, and then
Yeah.
kind of floated around at Jefferson, the Bantams, and at Eden Prairie, the Bantams. I live in Eden Prairie, so helped out in the youth programs both at Jefferson and Eden Prairie. Then
Hmm.
coached with one of my high school teammates and good friends, Corey Peterson. We took the job over at the Hopkins boys for about 5 years over there. And I had retired when my daughter kind of was getting closer to that high school age. Had obviously coached her team and her friends growing up through the youth hockey.
Hmm.
Um, Kind of decided that that was it. Just wanted to watch her, high school career and be one of those parents out in the parking lot enjoying a beverage and complaining about the coaching, you know. And when she kind of decided that Holy Family was going to be her place, they were looking to start a girls program out there. They were co-op with Waconia, and at that time they only
Oh,
really
yeah.
had
Yeah.
3 girls and at the school that were playing hockey. And Noel Ron was the boys coach, and he kind of I've known Noel for quite a while, and he kind of pushed the whole deal. And then Taylor's friends and families, and we are up at the selects tournament in St. Cloud, and
Yeah.
I don't know, one thing led to another, and
And
here we are, I
here
guess
you
eight
are.
9 years later, and it's turned into a whole lot of fun. And
Oh, yeah.
you know
Yeah.
kind of crazy turn in our life, I guess.
Oh, you've turned Holy Family into an empire, a powerhouse, and all that. I mean, yeah, what we like to call it sounded like you just wanted to be a rube, just
Yeah,
enjoy.
yeah, pretty much. I think I still am. I'm a pretty big girls slash women's hockey fan.
Oh yeah. I mean, if I think everyone watching is probably a rube in some ways. I'm even myself at 25 who just loves this, as a fan and as covering a media. I feel like I'm a rube too. So
Yeah.
I I love that. No, that's a unique story. So I know you do a lot of work in the Dangle League, and do you just do the Dangle or is it the Selly too?
Yeah, we started with the Selly. And then some of the girls had the idea to do the Dangle League. They didn't
Yeah.
really have anything like it when they were playing. So they kind of came to me and wanted to do something, and that league has just absolutely taken off.
Yeah.
And it's been great. It's really given a lot of these kids opportunities
Hmm.
that maybe won't get seen, maybe won't get the opportunities. Done a really good job of finding kids from all over the state.
Yeah.
Um, I know you've been out there and called quite a few of the games, and it's really, really good hockey. I mean, the kids that are in the league,
Absolutely.
they show up and they play. The colleges love seeing it. I think they really love the feedback from quite a few of the college coaches that I talk to. Love seeing the instead of just coming in and seeing a weekend, when obviously a kid can look good or a kid can look bad in a weekend or whatever. They have
Hmm.
the opportunity to see these kids twice a week. Every game is streamed and with the announcers, and obviously I'm in hockey, and everybody does a really good job with it. So they can watch these kids all summer long in some pretty high end hockey, and the
Yeah.
physicality, and obviously it's played with the college rules too. So
Yeah.
it's fun. I mean, it's really enjoyable, to watch and to be a part of.
Oh, I believe it. I didn't participate a whole lot in covering it this past summer, but 2 summers ago, I worked it pretty much every day, every night you guys had it, and I remember I had a couple of players who now are on to college, and I remember I would always ask them their experience in the Dangle League, and I remember I thought what was really interesting is they played in that little all-star game where the Dangle they played the Selly towards
Yeah.
the end of the year. I remember 2 years ago, oh god, yeah, I mean, it was a really good close game, and I was like, these are literally Division I athletes they're going at, and these girls are still technically high schoolers. I mean, it was crazy, and I think, yeah, the level of play, the level of competition, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
think you can't beat it, and, for you to be a part of that, I think is just wonderful, and I believe
Yeah,
it's going
that
to really improve player development and help them go on whether they're continuing with their high school career or help them make that next step into college.
well, and that all-star game is kinda cool because, there's no politics involved in who's in that all-star game. There's
Mhm.
no, moms or dads. There's no AAA programs who's picking it. There's no this or that. I mean, it's strictly the kids voting on that. Of,
Yeah.
"Hey, who's in this thing? Here you go. Here's your vote." And we counted them up right at the rink, and it's all right. Here's who the kids picked, and listen, the kids know. The kids know. I mean, you can't fool the kids. They
Oh,
know
yeah.
who, whether they like the kid or they don't like the kid. They know who the better players are,
Mhm.
right? I
Mhm.
mean, they know who's tough to play against and who's not tough to play against, and they know who they want on their line, and that stuff. And that funny, the first All Star game was a phenomenal game, and the Dangle Leaguers ended up beating the
Yeah.
Selly Leaguers, and that Selly League team was absolutely loaded too that
Oh,
that
yeah.
year too. And the Dangle League ended up winning this year too in a shootout
They did? Okay.
too.
Wow.
So and the Selly League wasn't a slouch team this year either. So
Oh, I believe it. Yeah,
yeah.
lots of young talent on both teams. I'm sure the Selly, oh man, they probably got to be a little upset with themselves. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know how if I was in college, yeah, I don't know how I'd feel about losing to some high schoolers.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's how I would look at it.
Yeah.
Oh wow. No,
Yeah.
that's great
It's
stuff.
nice. It's nice. The great thing about it is, and the great thing about Minnesota is, in what I like about it, and what the majority of these kids understand when they're in college is, and what we try and get through to these kids is, hey, to keep this Minnesota thing going and to keep
Mhm.
what we're pushing and driving to keep Minnesota on top and to keep pushing it is, hey, you guys got to keep giving back
Yeah,
when you go on to play, you got to keep giving back to these high school girls. They need to see when you guys go to college and you're bigger, faster, stronger than they are. You got to come back and play against them a little bit so they can see that. They can see what the next level looks like, you know.
absolutely.
So and
Absolutely.
it, and it only helps. I mean, they need to see that.
They do. Yeah, I think you guys are doing great stuff there over the off season there at Braemar Arena. Yeah, keep it up, man. I
Thank
want to
you.
move on more now to Holy Family girls hockey. So last year you made a state tournament for the first time in school history in the 2024-2025 year. I want you just to talk to me a little bit about what that experience was like and usually as first timers, it's difficult to win. I mean, on that big stage, it's different ice. The boards are a lot different. I mean, it's just a different animal playing at the X. And then you guys end up going to win third place, which I think is something to be proud of and pretty big accomplishment. So, if you could talk to me a little bit about that from last year.
Yeah, I mean, obviously getting there, that's every kid's dream, right? When they kind of start to get to the high school, they want to get there. I don't think anybody really had that expectation. We did. I mean, we talk about it. We have one goal at Holy Family.
Hmm.
We want to win a state championship. We want to win the Class AA state championship. That's our goal every year. It's not to make a state tournament. It's not to win the section. We want to win the state AA championship.
Yeah.
That's been our goal since day one.
Mhm.
Um, we talk about it, and I mean, we want to be the last team standing. That's what we shoot for every year. Why wouldn't you, right? I mean, why do something if you
Of
don't want to be
course.
the best at it, right?
Yeah.
So obviously last year it was something I think that we knew we had a special group. A lot of people I don't think expected it. The kids had to come together a little bit. We didn't do that very much in the first half. They started to buy in with each other. Um, over winter break, they kind of figured out that wasn't going to be an individual deal. If we were going to get this
Yeah.
thing done, we were going to do it. We changed. We pretty much changed everything we did over winter break. Changed up a lot of stuff, and they all bought in. They bought into each other. It was a fun run. I mean, it was great. We had great leadership on that team. I mean, we had three seniors who aren't with us. We had five seniors, but three that played significant roles on that team. Mael Schugel and Casey Cronin, and obviously Josie Lynn, who's tearing it up out there in New Hampshire. Um, so we had great leadership on that team. Um, you know, when somebody needed somebody, put somebody in line, they were there, and
Yep.
with the pat on the back, and I don't think that can be overlooked either. So it was just it had a lot of good elements, and it was just a quiet confidence. And that's kind of why I don't think when they got to the X, it's not a group that gets too high, not a group that gets too low. They're just they're pretty cool. They're pretty
Yeah.
cool. They don't need to see their names out there. They're not big social media kids. They're just kind
Sure.
of let's play. They're
Yeah.
just they're just kind of that type of group, which I love. That's why I enjoy coaching these guys.
Yeah. Well, it's all good stuff. Sounds like you guys just try to fit in right in the middle, which is how I try to live my life. And I'd say it's done me pretty good. So I think, placing it for hockey, it sounds like you guys found out how to be successful, despite having a midseason change of how you did everything. But clearly that ended up working out for you guys. No, that's awesome stuff. And now, as we're recording this, for those watching, you will see this after the opening weekend of girls hockey. But as we record this is prior to your first game. So tell me, what can we expect from this year's Holy Family team?
Well, we're gonna try. We're gonna try. Hopefully, open it up a little bit more. Some teams we can open it up. Sometimes, I think we're notorious for playing pretty good defense. We play good defense. Um, that's what we do. We play a 200-foot game. If you don't play both ends of the rink for us, you're just not gonna play. But we're definitely trying to open it up this year. See how that goes. Last year we tried to open it up a little bit. Um, we realized if we were going to do anything, we were going to have to shut it down. And against the good teams, and figure out how to win some games. 2-1, 1-0, 3-2.
Yeah,
And it's kind of what we did there at the end. Um, but this year, with the talent and the older group of kids we have coming back, and obviously adding Kimbrel, and then some of the freshmen that we feel like we'll be able to add in as the season goes on. Um, there's just a lot of talent there, so hopefully can loosen it up and open it up a little bit, and let these guys go with the knowing that we can still shut it down when need be to, because
sure.
there's some damn good teams out there this year, man.
Oh, there are.
There's some
Yeah.
damn it's gonna be fun, because I mean, everybody talks about three or four teams, but there's another three or four that are sitting out there chomping at the bit too. I can tell you that much.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I know. If for those who are watching, you should check out my season preview for high school girls hockey, and we went through a number of really good teams in Class A and Double A. And yeah, I know Double A. I feel like kind of the big three. I mean, I got to put you guys in there. I will say I think Centennial Spring Lake Park is going to be a really great team this year.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to think who else I kind of have in that mix.
I
I
mean,
mean,
you got to go.
Edina's always great. I know Minnetonka, they always reload. It seems like they never have issues. I
Hey,
know.
listen, everybody says Tonka's gonna be down, and I say, "Are you kidding me?" I mean, you still got Tonka, and you got a bunch of new kids over there. It's like, come on,
Oh yeah.
I mean, let's never. I mean, Sammy's got how many state championships? She's running out of fingers over there. It's
Yeah.
like, Hill over there.
Oh Hill.
They got, they lost some studs, but their younger kids are getting older. Obviously Centennial is going to be great. Crafty up in Moorhead, they got some new kids coming in. Maple Grove, the sophomores are all juniors now. There's so many good teams out there this year. Farmington, those kids are getting older.
Yep.
I
Fu-
mean,
Yep.
and those kids are going to be, don't sleep on those guys. You got to remember, man, people didn't have us in the top 10, top 11 last year.
Yeah.
And we were a break or two away from playing in the championship.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you definitely proved some people wrong, and I think heading into this year now, the expectations are a bit higher heading into the year for sure. Yeah, lots of great competition around the state and around the metro, and I'm sure you're going to want to get a little bit of everyone, which will help you prepare for sections. Again, I know a section that I'd say you guys are probably the favorite in right now, but it's not guaranteed. I know Tonka's always great. I want to say too, Prior Lake is a team that we discussed that I think would be a team that neither you or Minnetonka, right? If you were to strive for the 2 seed or the one, whoever that 2 seed is, probably wouldn't want to match up with Prior Lake in the semis. Um,
Yeah,
so
good
it's
young
a
team, man. There's a lot of young talent right there.
yeah.
And listen, you never want to play EP either.
Oh yeah.
Steve's a heck of a coach, and they always bring it.
No, they do. I called a
His team,
lot
his
of
teams always get better and better and
no,
better.
they do. Yeah, no, they're a solid program. I called a lot of their games last year, and I gotta say they were competitive with everybody. They were
Yeah,
competitive with Minnetonka and Edina. I mean,
yep. And they
they
got a heck of a goalie there too that can steal a game.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's you got to work for it. Now, I want to move into so you have one of the biggest additions from last year to this year. You're bringing Maddie Kimbrell from Orono, who I think, in terms of just raw talent, one of the best skaters, one of the best forwards out there heading into this year. I want you to talk to me a little bit about her game and then how she fits in with Holy Family.
Well, I mean, she's got crazy speed, intensity. She's a ball of fire, and obviously great addition. I don't need to even say that. I don't think, but outside of her talent, I mentioned our young kids, and even our older kids. I mean, what she brings
Hmm.
as a leadership role, um, of the way she works, her work ethic. Now we have a lot of kids that work. I mean, our kids work, um, but just the way she works and the way people watch her work is a great addition,
Yeah,
for not only our older kids to see, um, but for our younger kids to see and to be able to follow too. I mean, she's going to do special things, on the ice wherever she's at,
yeah,
uh, just because of her talent. We hope to be able to teach her a few things here and there, and you know, get some things polished up, and this and that and whatever, and find a good mix, find some good line mates, and wherever on the power play and the kill and that type of stuff, and that'll take a little time to figure out and get that whole thing meshed together. Um, but I mean, just the leadership and that side of it has been great. Um, to see how kids um, look up to her. Um, there's a reason why she was wearing a letter at this summer for the USA team.
yeah,
Not a, she's not going to be a big vocal kid. Um, she leads by example,
yeah.
um, which is great, which is phenomenal. Wisconsin very rarely makes mistakes on their recruits, right? I
Oh,
mean,
you're right about that.
so you don't really need to talk about her talent. I mean, it's the talent. You watch her once, you know it's there. So yeah, we were obviously pretty excited when I when school called me and said that she was coming in for a shadow.
Wow.
So
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I'm sure that felt pretty nice,
yeah,
and yeah, getting her there. No, that's good stuff. Yeah, I haven't seen her play a whole lot the regular season, but watching the state tournament last year, I mean, she is a phenomenal athlete, and like you said, was I mean, when I look at kind of the big three of schools for Division I women's hockey, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Ohio State, when I see a young woman from Minnesota committed there, I mean, she is the real deal. And
yeah.
going to Wisconsin, I mean, as much as I hate to say it, because I'm a Minnesota guy, you gotta love the Gophers. I mean, hey, they're getting a phenomenal player,
Yeah.
exceptional.
Well, I mean, absolutely has world class speed. I mean,
Yeah.
she has, I mean, she does her, at the end of every practice, she does her own little skate.
Okay.
She started that this summer, one of her things, and she started that this summer, by herself, and now she's got another probably 6, 7, 8 of our kids doing it with her. When I talk about the leadership part, she doesn't ask them. The kids just have joined her, and
Yeah.
and by no means are these slow kids, right? These are very fast kids too. It's down and back, whatever,
Hmm.
and man, the kid's a good, the red line, red line, and then ahead of them when this thing's all done.
Oh
So,
yeah.
I mean, it's fun to watch.
Well,
So,
I'm sure when she suits up for you guys here in a few days, I'm sure you can't wait to work with her and coach
yeah,
her. And yeah, I'm
yeah.
sure
She's a great kid too. Great personality. She's a great kid. She's a fun one.
that's awesome. Well, maybe have to connect with you and maybe get her on for an interview because I would love
Yeah,
to.
she's great.
Would love to get some content and get some of her perspective about stuff. I want to move on now to a little bit more, just kind of some fun stuff here. Um, is there a specific team or maybe a venue that you're excited to play at this year and why? If there's a certain regular season game, maybe you really have this marked down on your calendar, or if there's an arena besides your own at Victoria that you enjoy coaching at.
I think it's always fun to play at Braemar. I
Yeah,
mean, I think for a kid growing up, for me, for a kid growing up in Minnesota playing, I've been going there probably since I was 5 years old.
yeah,
I mean, it's kind of the Mecca, right? You go in there, you walk in there, and it's just history, and I love it. It's a place that anytime you go and you play a game there, it's gonna be tough. Yeah,
oh yeah,
you're gonna be in for a game. It's Edina. The jerseys are always the same. The
yeah. The green,
t-
yeah,
team's always going to be good. If you get a win or if you get a tie, if you do something, we've gotten killed there. We've never gotten a win. So that I'd love to try and get a W there.
yeah,
you know, that would mean something to our program.
for sure.
Is it life or death for this team? No, it's regular season, but it would be great. And they ended our season last year too. So,
Yeah.
um, but it's Edina. I mean, I'm still not a huge fan of Edina, but I love playing there.
Oh no, don't tell no. Don't tell. I'm sure. Does this Pete? Does he? Does he know? Does he
Oh
know
yeah,
about
he
that? Oh,
knows.
he knows. He knows. Okay. Oh man, that's hilarious. Yeah, he at the office, he is always talking about it. And one of our other the fine young lady Ella Henches, who runs our social
Yeah,
media,
yeah,
she's a Hornet. And I mean, well, it's funny because then you have my coworker Matt Harrington who just hates when they bring it up, and then for me, it's like I grew up in St. Paul. I went to a public school. Like I think my high school has like 3 state championships in total, and they always like to rub it in that Edina has like by far the most state championships out of any school. And yeah, so I think they like to just get under our skin a little bit, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean their girls hockey program is phenomenal. One of the best, in
Yeah.
history in Minnesota. Yeah, a lot of history there. Braemar is an iconic arena for sure. I don't love calling games there because the media
Ugh,
box, they put you in the corner, which and I do a lot of play by play, so it's not ideal being tucked away kind of in that corner. I like to be at center ice, but
yeah.
besides that, I mean, yeah, the green everywhere. Yeah, a lot of history for
Yeah.
sure.
It's a
Oh,
cool
that's
place.
oh no, it definitely is. Now I want you to talk to me a little bit about what a typical game day looks for you, kind of maybe your routine, if you have any pregame rituals with yourself or you like to do with any of your coaching staff or your players, just kind of, go a little bit into that.
Lots of film. I watch a lot of film, as a coach. Um, that's we really grind on the film. It's so easy now. Um, and we probably are watching it right up till we get to the rink.
Okay.
And we have some real um film nerds on our team too. Some of the girls that
Yeah.
really, really love it, and we have some kids that will ask 100 questions, and where it's like, "Hey, just go play,
Yeah.
just go
Yeah.
play." Um, you know, but for the most part, it's a lot of film, a lot of prep. We don't worry too much about our team. We prepare for our team. Um, Most of it is watching the other team, figuring out what's going on.
Hmm.
We're making a lot of the changes during those days, the day or two up to those games, on what we're changing, if we're going to change something in our game plan for certain teams. And in some games, maybe we don't change anything,
Yeah.
depending on who we're playing, or if we want to show something, or if we don't want to show something.
Yeah.
Um, Sometimes we'll just play it straight up and know that we're probably maybe not doing exactly what we want, but holding on to something
Yeah.
too. And you know, so um, we play it pretty loose. We play it pretty loose. You know.
Well, yeah. Well, you don't want to be uptight about too much. At least I don't know. That's how I view it, and it's not worth
We
stressing
have
yourself out.
Julian. We have some goofballs on our team, man.
Well, that's
I got to
good.
tell you, I have some goofballs on our team, so we don't get. I can't. This group doesn't get too uptight.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is a fun group. This is a great group. We got some knuckleheads. They're awesome. They're fun. They are. I'm jealous that I don't get to play with some of them, because they're some of them be pretty fun to have as actual teammates, because they have a lot of fun playing the game.
Oh yeah. I mean, you got to enjoy life and you got to enjoy the game.
Yeah,
And I know winning is a big part of it. I totally get that, but at the end of the day, just having fun and enjoying yourselves and enjoying your teammates, I think matters just as much to me. So
nice. Yeah, I agree, and I think that's what so many people forget in today's world too.
yeah.
It's the game is still supposed to be fun.
Oh yeah, it is. And
I mean, the game's supposed to be fun.
It
You
it
know,
it definitely is, and I know when I am calling or working events and, you'll see somebody just getting really up on, whether it's a player or the ref about something, I always try to just look at it like, well, hopefully they're having fun and, if I know some people don't unfortunately see it that way, but it's great to hear honestly that you guys seem like okay, like winning matters for sure and you do everything you can to do so and that's the end goal, but at the same time you want to enjoy and that some of your players knuckleheads. That's funny. Yeah. Are there what's can you give me a player or two who just I don't know who just is a goofball like that you can just think of who just likes to have fun?
well, yeah. I mean, I can give you two of them, two of our captains. I mean, Addie Cowan and Kayla Swartout. I mean, two kids that
Okay.
are Division One committed. One. Kayla Swart out to Wisconsin as a goalie, and Addie Cowan to Dartmouth as an Ivy Leaguer.
Yeah.
I mean, they have the right attitude. Two hard workers, and two kids that compete. Better than anybody, but have more fun playing the game.
Mhm.
Do it. Smiling, laughing, having fun. Great teammates. But man, they enjoy it. But when it's time to play, they play too.
Oh yeah.
But man, off the ice, I mean, on the ice, practice, locker room. I mean, these guys are goofy. I mean, they're having a blast. But they also know that there's a reason why they're so successful too.
Yeah.
But geez, they're having fun. They're having fun doing it.
Well, I'll maybe have to try to make it down there. I don't live very close. I live pretty far from there, so maybe I'll have to make it down for a Holy Family game and work that, because that sounds like it'd be fun to see you guys in action. I want to move on now. A couple of more questions for you before we wrap up. What's your favorite part about being the head coach at Holy Family?
My favorite part about it is, I think it's a little bit different. Um, our program's a little bit different. It truly is, because we started the program. It's only been around. This will be our 8th year.
Hmm.
We have so many alumni are still so involved in the program. Our parents, I understand that I get a lot of the credit for building this, but I mean, I can't even begin to name the alumni, the parents, the Mike Policis and Bob Kellys and Paul Whitekeys, and uh, I mean, there's so many of these families that
Yeah.
built this thing, that that it's just unbelievable. Um, that are still around, that are still coming and helping out with locker room stuff, or roughing alumni games, or just
Yeah.
showing up at games, or can't wait, for season. Hey, what's going on? Or
Hmm.
coming to a game and texting me and telling me how shitty of a coach I am, or whatever. Just having fun. You know what
Get
I mean?
Yeah, having
I
fun
mean,
giving you
these
shit.
guys all turned into great buddies too, which
Yeah.
is awesome. And the school's been so supportive of the program over the years, and the kids have all been great. I still am in contact probably with, I bet 90% of our alumni. We still text, and I still watch, all the girls that are still playing. I watch as many games of theirs as I can, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you. They still get some texts from me every once in a while if I see some stuff that I don't like they're doing, or you
Still
know.
still coaching them.
Well, I've had a lot of them since they were pretty young.
Yeah, I know.
But no, it's fun. It's just it's a little bit different of a deal, and you want these kids, and the whole goal of this thing is, when they're 25, 30, 35 years old, you want these guys to be successful. Unfortunately, they're not going to be 30 years old making $10 million a year playing hockey.
Right.
So you want. I mean, we're going to have 3, 4 kids here graduating soon from the Ivy Leagues, and BU, and I think right now in the NCAA, I think we have 4 or 5 kids that graduated, that have letters on, that are captains,
Yeah.
on their teams, which makes me proud, that our kids are going to these teams and they're being leaders in these programs. I think that's awesome. That's part of. We're not an easy place to play. I'm not an easy coach to play for. We have a lot of fun, but there's a lot of things that you have to do too. You have to get your
Yeah.
grades. You have to be respectful. I mean, you can't just be a good hockey player. That just doesn't work for us. You
Yeah.
got to come in. Good hockey players, they're a dime a dozen in Minnesota. If you're not going to be respectful to, the people that work at the rink, the bus drivers, when we go out of town, your teachers, if you're not going to work to get better grades, and just do things right, if you're not going to respect your parents and your teammates, you're
Yeah.
not going to be in our program. So we want good people, and we want, that's the whole goal, and that's what makes it fun because we have great people.
Yeah.
We have great people. They're going to screw up. Don't get me wrong. I mean, just like
Yeah.
all of us did.
Not
Now,
perfect. Yeah.
hey, trust me, they're not going to screw up as bad as I did, but or my assistant coaches, or
Yeah. And
I
I
always
hear you.
say, hey, be better than we. We made the mistakes for you guys,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You're doing it for them. No,
yeah, exactly. So I mean, that's why we push them, and we're honest with them and tell them, hey, you know, you guys got to be better.
yeah.
So
Yeah. It sounds like just you try to have everything come together, and that puts your team together and outside of hockey. And it's really nice to see that you're a coach who cares about being respectful to each other and to others and to all the staff and bus drivers, all of them, all the people who make it possible to have hockey there at Holy Family. I think that's a wonderful thing. And I want to then go to my last question. If you have a message for girls high school hockey and the community in Minnesota, what is it? I want you to tell the whole community, tell the world.
you know, enjoy playing, enjoy playing the game,
Hmm.
and have fun with your teammates, support your teammates, parents. Enjoy watching your kids play. Relax on them. Relax on them. Let them have some fun.
Yeah.
Don't ruin the game for them. Don't make them want to quit the game. Let them have fun. Get to a place where you can have some fun. I think that's it. When they're having fun, they're going to get better. If they're not having fun, they're not going to get better. And then they're going to go do stupid stuff. Been doing it long enough that I can promise you that's just the way it works. That's the truth. Just let them have some fun playing the game. And if they're going to be good, they're going to be good. If they're not, they're not. And that makes them okay still.
Yeah. No, yeah, you gotta love them just as much, whether or not they're good or not. Yeah, that's no, yeah.
Hockey's going to be over really quick for them.
Yeah, it's a short game. I mean, even for those who make it to college and even professionally, it's so short.
Yep.
And yeah, no, I love that message, man. Now making me almost shed a tear. Oh, that is, no, that's good stuff, Andy. Wow, thank you. Well, I'm gonna leave you all with that and just kind of let that sink in. I want to give a special thanks to you, Randy, for coming on. I appreciate your time. I want to wish you the best of luck this year, and I hope nothing but good things for the Fire this season.
Thanks, Julian. Appreciate it. Thanks for
Yeah.
having me, buddy.
Yeah.